whatever conversation he had with Triple H, it's never going to be known publicly. So he could go tell Tony Khan, Triple H offered him $500 million to go back to the W. And Tony Khan will sit there and say, $500 million, I'll double it.
So, thoughts on the situation with CM Punk, EC3?
Just a lot's happened since I got food poisoning. This is a loaded show. So Punk was backstage and he patched things up with Trips and The Miz. So good, cordial relationship, and bygones be bygones. Perhaps there's business in the future. Perhaps, there isn't. But no matter what, you never say never in professional wrestling. Never. You never say it. Because if you do, you'd be lying. But, we'll see what happens. Man, what a dumb answer. I'm like, what kind of insight can I give on that? I do like the fact that if there was ever issues that, maybe you're testy with somebody, or if you can just sit there and have a conversation with somebody that you may disagree with and work through it, maybe agree to disagree. I think that's what's missing in culture. The ability to converse and let your truth be known. You hear someone else's, understand it, accept it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be the leader of the groupthink when you realize that you are just a cog in the wheel of the groupthink. That's essentially what like society as a whole, really, especially the pro wrestling bubble that's basically it in a nutshell.
Now, what's CM Punk's contract status with AEW? He's still under contract, correct?
Yeah, he's still under contract. He caught wind. He caught wind basically that they were nearby. So he went over there and was like, yeah, hey, let's just see where it goes. And I heard that there was him and he was announcing, because he announces for MMA. He's a commentator, so he heard that he caught wind that they'll be, in close by, close to his place. And so he went over there and talked to Triple H. Well, he tried to get a word. He wanted to talk to him. And then Triple H said, okay, let's talk, let me consult with Vince first before I can talk to you, essentially is what he said. And then basically, he didn't get a chance to really say much to him. It was probably a minute or two is what I heard. And on his way, like during the time, he saw the Miz too, and he passed some things up. It wasn't like, oh, let me intentionally see the Miz. So,
bro, do we have access to the Joey clip?
I believe so.
Yeah, look, I'm giving you a big timeout on this because both of you got, and it's late, and I want to go to bed more than anything. But both of you guys are missing the obvious. I'm calling for Joe. Give me Joe.
Nice. Here we go, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
Okay, Chris, here's all I want you to do. I want you to say to me, Vince, what's going on with CM Punk?
I'm curious. What's going on?
That's all you got to ask me. What's going on with CM Punk?
Vince, what's going on with CM Punk?
Okay. First and foremost, CM Punk is a businessman. CM Punk is in the wrestling business, not because he's a wrestling mark, not because he would pay you to be in the ring. He's in the wrestling business to make money. Okay. He signed with AEW. Guys, let's face it. It was a blank check. We know Tony Khan. We know Tony Khan's habits. Whatever CM Punk want, he got. So his contract probably had 100 loopholes in it if he ever wanted to get out of it, where AEW had to guarantee him the money, which explains why the guy was still being paid after the scrum, because that's the contract CM Punk worked out for himself.
Sure.
Good business.
Oh, bro, lo and behold, now we're going to Wembley, and now we got to sell out 100,000 seats. Okay? So, lo and behold, now Tony Khan needs CM Punk to be a part of that show. Well, if I'm CM Punk and I know how badly Tony Khan needs me to sell 100,000 tickets, man, could you imagine if a picture is taken of me talking to Triple H?
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine, bro? Because now, if that's been documented, now I go over to Tony and I say, Tony, listen, I understand you need me at Wembley, man. 100,000 seats, man. That's a heck of a lot of seats to fill. But I got to be honest with you, Tony. Triple H over here is offering me A, B, C, and D. Come on, bro. That's the reason why he went. That's the only reason why he went. Because first of all, bro, whatever conversation he had with Triple H, it's never going to be known publicly. So he could go tell Tony Khan, Triple H offered him $500 million to go back to the WWE. And Tony Khan will sit there and say, $500 million, I'll double it.
Yeah. Well, reportedly though, Vince, they didn't talk. Like they didn't have a conversation.
I had heard that they actually did.
Oh, okay. So that's
you
call timeout on something I don't even know about.
Okay, right, I actually heard that they actually had a short conversation.
Okay, I heard it was like a couple minutes, and they were just.
And that's all. That's all Punk needs. That's all he needs.
Gotcha,
bro.
Yeah, he wanted to do a sit down, but they didn't get a chance to do a sit down. There, basically.
Or did they?
Or did this is 100% strictly business on the part of CM Punk, and he's a genius, bro. Kevin Nash would have done the same exact thing.
Yeah. Now is this a breach though? Could Tony Khan use this and say this?
Absolutely not, bro. Because you and I both know, bro. Listen, Punk's been around the block with contracts, and we're not just talking WWE. You know, he was in UFC, bro. He's got lawyers that deal in this, bro. Tony Khan wanted to get CM Punk out of retirement. So he got a contract where everything is 100% in his favor. Everything, bro. Because Tony Khan would have given him the kitchen sink, bro, to sign that contract.
Why do you think he was asked to leave then?
Asked to leave what?
The arena.
After the scrum?
No, after the back. Like he was only there for a couple minutes and security was like, yeah, you got to go.
Oh, that's a caveat of it.
Well, it's not really a caveat, bro. I believe he had a conversation with Triple H, and that was their way of covering that. Because I don't think Triple H has any idea what's in CM Punk's contract with AEW. Gotcha. I don't think he has any idea what's in that contract.
You think he'd be cautious though to make sure not to breach?
Yeah.
It could become touchy, or I don't know.
How is it breach if you're visiting your friends at a show?
If you're talking contract, that is a breach. Like if you're visiting friends, that's one thing. But
that's
if you're talking a contract,
but that's all. That it's under the guise of visiting friends. Yeah, I met with Triple H. We had a little bit of heat. I wanted to patch things up.
Okay, sure. If it's just simply patching things up with Triple H, sure. But if you're
I'm saying that's all he has to say.
Okay, so if it's just I'm just talking to Triple H, let's. So if you're not talking contract stuff, right, that's another thing, because
how in the
lawyers
world
would have to get involved anyways. So.
How in the world would Tony Khan be able to determine factually that he spoke contract with Triple H? He'd never be able to prove that in a million years.
Well, he assumed that he wouldn't, because he would probably sue him for breach. So he assumed that he would assume that he didn't talk contract stuff with him.
Right, yeah, but if he's going to sue him for breach, bro, he's got to prove that.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. He's assuming that he's not talking contract stuff with him because he can't. You know what I mean? So,
in my opinion, bro, he's playing Tony Khan to get as much money as he possibly can to do the Wembley deal. That's my thing.
It sucks too when you try to pay to have friends and they turn out to be mercenaries, doesn't it?
Very interesting. He was already. The rumor was he was already like locked in to debut at their new AEW show. I think it was called Collision or something like that. It's supposed to come out in June. So he's supposed to, like, there was supposed to be like a C-rated show initially, like a Velocity or Sunday Night Heat or something like that. But because of the network, they wanted to make it like a big show now. So it's going to be like a big Saturday show. So they wanted the big Saturday show to be debuted by, debuted by CM Punk coming back. So,
and bro, and again, that could have been Tony Khan pitching that to the network.
Yeah.
Tony Khan telling CM Punk, this is what I pitched to the network for you. And CM Punk, that sounds great, Tony, but I'm going to go have a conversation with my friend Triple H, and I'm going to triple the price of what you're going to pay me to go. I'm just telling you, bro, this is a businessman. This is a businessman.
EC3, what do you think?
I feel like Dean Wormer has us on double secret probation over
Yes.
here. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yes.
I just know every spring the toilets explode. It's an Animal House joke, guys. But
Do you think that CM Punk? Do you think that it was like, let me go and see what I can work, or was it just a straight up patch it up?
There's certainly a calculation involved. It'd be remiss to not admit there's some sort of calculation. The way you have to look at it too is like, what is a professional wrestler's job? It's not to wrestle the matches. It's not to cut the promos. It's to get attention. What's getting attention? This is a big attention getter because we're all talking about it. And now,
Chris, here's the only question you have to ask yourself. How long ago did CM Punk leave the WWE?
2014.
Okay, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Why now? Why now? Bro, he had 10 years. How many times did the WWE play Chicago in the last 10 years?
A lot.
Okay. Why now, bro? Why now?
Here's the devil's advocate, so to speak.
Go ahead.
So that question would be, well, he's got the itch back, and he didn't have the itch for a while, and so now he's got the itch back since he's came back in AEW. So that's the reason why now.
He's got the itch back. He's got this itch. That's the itch he's got, bro. Right here. That's the itch.
Zeros attached to it.
That's the itch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, scratch that one. Oh.
Very nice. Well, we shall see what happens. Does CM Punk? Is it a power play? Or, like I said, the word is leverage. And
Chris, I also want to let you know something too, just so you know, because I dealt with this with Chris Jericho. I was having conversations with Chris Jericho when I was the head writer of WWE, and he was at WCW. Chris, it is 1,000% above board legal to have a contract, to have a conversation with a contracted wrestler, as long as you're talking about what are you going to do after your contract expires. That's totally above board and legal. We can't talk now, but I know in November of 2023 your contract's going to expire. What are your plans at that time? That's 1,000% legal.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So they couldn't discuss anything about a debut or being there during the duration.
Yes, but if you've got an end date on your contract, we can talk about after that date.
Could they throw the old, well, hypothetically, if you debuted, how would you hypothetically debut for us in November of 2000?
Bro, we were talking about Y2J's entrance when he was under contract when he was wrestling for WCW.
That was so badass, man.
Yeah, your contract expires on this date. You're gonna come over, sign with us, and yeah, that's totally above board, bro.
Very interesting.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, it's above board. Well, according to Vince, he's already done it. He did it back in what was that, 99, right?
Yeah. And I checked it. I checked it all legally. You could talk to him about this. You can't talk to him about that. Okay.